All right, thanks, guys. Happy Tuesday morning to you. We're coming off a solid 3-1 day on patreon.com/BrockPage. And that's a website that I operate that gives you daily premium sports picks beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. Now, we'll go ahead and talk about that in just a little bit, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a look at some Nicaraguan Liga Primera soccer action. All lines and odds taken from the Fox Bet Sports app. And we're going to go ahead and begin with Walter Ferretti taking on Las Sabanas, 6:30 p.m. Eastern start time. Walter Ferretti's the massive $3 favorite, totals 3 flat, draws plus 340. And if you like Las Sabanas in an upset, they're currently plus 700 for an outright victory. And speaking of Las Sabanas, they're currently in second to last place in Liga Primera, just 1 point ahead of last place Ocotal. Sabanas is just 2-9 on the season with 5 ties, good for just 11 points total, 25 points behind first place Managua FC. Sabanas is winless in their last 3 matches, while also winning just 1 contest in their last 8 as well. They've also really struggled offensively, scoring a total of just 3 goals in their last 5 matches. Now, Ferretti on the other side is currently just 4 points back of second place in Liga Primera themselves, 8-5 on the season with 3 ties, good for 27 total points thus far in the division. Ferretti's currently on a 3-match win streak while also winning 4 out of their last 5, all in dominating fashion. More specifically, Ferretti's last 4 victories all came by way of shutout, holding their opponents scoreless during that stretch. They've garnered themselves marquee victories over the likes of Real Estelí and Chinandega during that stretch, and as a matter of fact, it was a 7-0 drubbing of Chinandega to be exact. Now, total-wise, 2 out of Ferretti's last 3 stayed under 3 total goals. Meanwhile, 6 out of Sabanas' last 7 all stayed under the 3 themselves. They only scored 1 goal in their last 3 matches. Looks like an easy W for this Walter Ferretti squad. I'm going to lean Deportivo, Walter Ferretti, minus $3, winning this one outright for some very expensive money line cash and the under 3 goals in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Wednesday's Liga Primera Nicaraguan soccer action. And happy Wednesday to you. Actually, it's Tuesday right now, but chances are you'll be watching this on Wednesday. So anyway, happy Wednesday to you. But before we go ahead and move on with the program, I just want to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage. Where once again we went 3-1 in our 4 premium sports picks on that website yesterday, good for 75% on a Monday. We're also 19-9 in our last 28 crowd pleaser teasers as well. Very good package for us right now. We do daily premium sports picks on that website beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Currently, we have well over 650 members signed up and active on that page. Now, you might be wondering, why would all those folks sign up to receive Patreon picks and pay for them, where they can get them all here for free on YouTube? And that's certainly a great point, a great concern. But there is a big problem with me handicapping every single game on the board, side and total, and just throwing them out left and right for free. And the problem is this: if you were to bet on every single game on the board that I put out here on YouTube, side and total, you are darn near guaranteeing yourself failure. As a matter of fact, if you're going to go ahead and bet every single game that is on the slate with your hard-earned money, it's certainly not a winning formula for success. And as a matter of fact, it's a recipe for disaster. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They sure as heck have a whole lot more money than you and I do combined to be able to absorb that kind of action. And most important, the math becomes aggressively against you the more and more games you play like that. So what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down and focus in on just 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. We'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board, side and total. And the good news is, well, if you want to check out my current Patreon record, you can do that for free right now. It's currently located on the homepage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. I'll also include a link in the comment section below as well. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive back into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Juventus Managua taking on Deportivo Ocotal, 7 p.m. start time. Juventus is the $2.50 favorite. Totals 3 flat. Draws plus 325. And if you like the dogs in this one, Ocotal's currently plus 575. And speaking of Ocotal, they're 0-6-1 in their last 7 games. Last place in the division with just 10 points. And they're 26 points back of FC Managua and just 2-10 on the season with 4 draws. Now, Ocotal's mustered up just 4 goals in their last 7 matches. Juventus, on the other side, 2-0-1 in their last 3, just 3 losses in their last 8 as well. They've beaten the likes of Diriangin and Walter Ferretti during that stretch, dominating 3-goal victories in each one of those wins over quality opponents there. Now, Juventus hasn't given up a goal in their last 3 contests either. And total-wise, 4 out of Managua's last 5 games stayed under the total of 3 goals. Meanwhile, Ocotal on the other side didn't see any of their last 8 games go over that total of 3 goals themselves. Looks like a potentially good spot for under-bettors in this one. So, with that said, I got to make another chalky lean here. Give me Juventus Managua minus 250, winning this one outright, and the under 3 goals in that game. Next contest, Managua FC squaring off against Jalapa, 9 p.m. Eastern start. FC's the $2.50 favorite, totals at 3, draws paying plus 325. And if you like Jalapa in a huge upset, they're plus 575 on the money line. Now, markets are offering the goal line in this one. Jalapa's plus $1.10 catching the goal. Meanwhile, FC's minus 140 laying the goal. But regardless, Jalapa has been involved in some of the most boring soccer matches I've ever seen. Now, on a side note, I know you probably think you're not watching these games, but all these games are streamed right here on YouTube by Liga Primera. And their YouTube channel is called Liga Primera. So that's where you can watch it. But anyway, Jalapa's winless in their last 3 and failed to score a goal in each and every one of those contests. In fact, their last 2 games both ended in 0-0 ties, 0-0. Jalapa's currently got just 23 points on the season and find themselves 13 points back of first place, Managua FC. And speaking of FC, they've been red hot as of late, winning their last 2 straight and going 6-0-2 in their last 8. FC held their opponents to just 4 total goals in their last 6 contests. 4 out of their last 6 victories also came by way of shutout. And for the year, Managua FC is 11-2 with 3 ties. Now, total-wise, just 1 out of Managua's last 8 actually got over the total of 3 goals. Meanwhile, on the Jalapa side, all 8 of their last 8 contests failed to get over 3 goals themselves. Another really nice spot for underbettors here, in my opinion. Give me Managua FC minus 1, getting the job done for some goal line cash and the under 3 goals in that game. Next matchup, Real Estelí facing off against Diriangin, 9 p.m. start time. Estelí is minus 135 on the money line, totals 2.5, draws plus 230. And if you like Diriangin on the money line, they're currently plus 315 for an upset victory. Now, this is an exceptional value for Diriangin backers, as they're currently tied with Estelí for second place in Liga Primera. Both squads 9-3 with 4 draws on the season. Diriangin's lost just 2 games in their last 8, with shutout victories against the likes of Chinandega, Ocotal, and Real Madrid during that stretch. Matter of fact, Diriangin hasn't given up a goal in 2 games. Meanwhile, Estelí on the other side, just 1 win in their last 4 contests. They've scored just 5 goals in their last 5 games as well. They were shut out by Ferretti on April 5th, then played Juventus to a 0-0 tie, really struggling offensively lately. Now, total-wise, 4 out of Estelí's last 5 did stay under 2.5 goals. Meanwhile, 4 out of Diriangin's last 8 stayed under the 2.5 themselves. I like me an upset in this one. Look for the markets to move big time before this one kicks off. Probably going to see some Diriangin money. But anyway, give me Diriangin plus 315, winning this one outright for some plus money cash and the under 2.5 in that contest. Next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Real Madrid taking on Chinandega, 9 p.m. Eastern start time. Madrid is the $1.65 favorite, totals 3 flat, draws plus 275. And if you like Chinandega in an upset, they're currently the $3.75 dog. Chinandega is currently 4 points ahead of Madrid's in the standings. They also were victorious in 2 out of their last 4 matches. Solid shutout victories over the likes of Jalapa and Juventus during that stretch. Real Madrid's on the other side, coming off the most rigged, bizarre game I've ever witnessed. Once again, I watch these games on Liga Primera's YouTube channel. They live stream it. It's great. But anyway, they were taking on Juventus, and they went down 2-0 in that game. And I guess it was like the 69th minute in the second half. But anyway, Madrid's, after giving up their second goal, starts pushing and shoving the ref. The bench is clear, and the refs abandon the game. They call it, giving the 2-0 win to Juventus and nullifying all action on totals. It was the most egregious form of orchestration I've ever seen. But anyway, Madrid's is just 4-9 on the season with 2 ties. They're currently in the middle of a 4-match winless streak and posted a record of just 2-5-1 in their last 8. Even worse, Madrid has scored just 1 measly goal in their last 4 matches. Now, total-wise, just 2 out of Madrid's last 8 actually got over the total of 3 goals. They once again did get a little help with that abandoned match with Juventus, although the markets didn't pay out that under bet. But anyway, meanwhile, on the other side, just 3 out of Chinandega's last 8 actually got over the total of 3 goals as well. Looks like another under lean for Brock Page. Also another underdog. Give me Chinandega plus 375 and the under 3 goals in that spot. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to my good friend Barton Wood. Also, my good friend James Hammond. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mr. B, another great guy, Mark Baldwin. Shout out to you. And of course, shout out goes to John Klotz. A couple more shout outs here. Andy Raphael, Jimmy Gold, Black Rogue, Serban Sergu, Hustle Wilson. Always good to see Hustle Wilson in the comments section. Also got to give a shout out to Josh Villalobos. Shout out to Going Crazy, Sergeant AR10, the Ding Man C Dinger, Leon CRI, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to Armando Garcia. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Tuesday or Wednesday to you, depending on when you're watching it. Once again, I'm recording on Tuesday morning, but you're probably going to watch it maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday. So happy Tuesday or Wednesday. Best of luck to you. And don't forget to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.